In a world pushed toward conflict, one nation dared to speak truth to power, not with arrogance, but with resolve. When America's largest warships entered the Persian Gulf, Iran's supreme leader issued a clear message. We will defend our homeland with every tool we possess. We have weapons more dangerous than your ships, he said. A warning rooted in defense. A stance rooted in sovereignty. This is the moment the world must understand. For decades, Iran has lived under the shadow of foreign pressure. Sanctions, diplomatic coercion, threats of force. Today, as nuclear talks unfold in Geneva, Tehran remains steadfast. No surrender of sovereign rights. No abandonment of national defense. No capitulation to external dictates. And when the United States sends its warships to apply pressure, Iran responds not with fear, but with strategic deterrence. A message that echoes far beyond the Persian Gulf. Because for Iran, defending its people, its culture, and its future is not negotiable. On February 17th, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei addressed the world, not as a provocateur, but as a guardian of his nation. In a post on X, he spoke directly of America's naval approach. A warship is a dangerous tool, he said, but more dangerous is the weapon that can send it to the bottom of the sea. His message was firm. It was calibrated. It was defensive, not rooted in aggression, but in deterrence. Iran has endured decades of economic sanctions and military pressure. It has learned that strength is the language of peace. The Islamic Republic does not seek war. It seeks respect. It seeks recognition of its sovereign rights, and it will not abandon them. When American leaders tout the strongest military in the world, Khamenei reminded all, even the strongest army can be struck so hard it cannot rise again. This is not bravado. It is strategic reality, rooted in a history of resisting domination. To understand Iran's warning, you must understand Iran's memory. A nation that endured invasion. A nation that survived isolation. A nation that fought an 8-year war against Saddam Hussein, largely alone. From 1980 to 1988, missiles rained on Iranian cities. Chemical weapons were used against its soldiers. The world largely looked away. That memory never disappeared. It became doctrine. Iran concluded one lesson: never again be defenseless. Today, the Islamic Republic does not attempt to match the United States ship for ship. It does not try to outspin the Pentagon. Instead, it built asymmetry, fast attack craft, mobile missile batteries, naval mines, coastal anti-ship systems, drones, precision ballistic missiles, weapons designed not for global domination, but for denial. Denial of invasion, denial of coercion, denial of humiliation. In the narrow waters of the Strait of Hormuz, size is not everything. Geography favors preparation, and preparation favors the defender. Iran's Revolutionary Guard Navy specializes in swarm tactics. Small vessels, high speed, distributed launch capability. Hard to track, harder to neutralize. For Tehran, this is not aggression. It is insurance. Insurance that no foreign navy can dictate terms at its doorstep. When U.S. aircraft carriers entered the Persian Gulf, Iran does not see symbolism. It sees pressure. It sees history repeating. It sees the projection of force near its coast. Imagine foreign warships stationed near New York, near Los Angeles, near Norfolk. Would Washington call that routine or intimidation? From Tehran's vantage point, deterrence is the only language that guarantees sovereignty. This is why Ayatollah Ali Khamenei framed his message carefully. He did not declare war. He did not call for escalation. He warned against miscalculation. The message was simple. If threatened, Iran will respond, and it possesses the capability to do so. This is not theoretical. Iran has conducted repeated naval exercises in the Strait of Hormuz, live-fire drills, missile tests, mine-laying simulations, all designed to send one signal. The Persian Gulf is not undefended. At the center of the standoff lies a deeper dispute. Iran insists its nuclear program is peaceful. Energy, medical research, scientific advancement. Under international law, signatories to the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty retain the right to enrich uranium for civilian use. Tehran argues that sanctions punish legal activity and that pressure campaigns undermine diplomacy. When the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action was signed in 2015, Iran reduced enrichment levels, opened facilities to inspections, shipped out stockpiles. In return, sanctions relief was promised. But when the United States withdrew in 2018, from Iran's perspective, trust was broken. Why comply fully with a deal that no longer protects your economy? Why restrain enrichment if sanctions remain? Iran's subsequent steps, increasing enrichment, were framed internally as leverage, not escalation. Leverage to bring parties back to negotiation. Leverage to secure guarantees. Leverage to prevent future unilateral withdrawals. To Tehran, this is negotiation strategy, not defiance. Now the stakes rise. The USS Gerald R. Forward Strike Group moves toward the region. Iran conducts maritime drills. Missiles launched in training exercises. Fighter jets scramble from carrier decks. Oil markets react. Headlines intensify. The Strait of Hormuz becomes a chessboard. One misread, radar signal. One misinterpreted maneuver. One warning shot mistaken for aggression. History shows that wars often begin not with strategy, but with error. And this is why Khamenei's warning matters. It is not merely rhetoric. It is a deterrent signal intended to prevent miscalculation. In military theory, clarity reduces conflict. Ambiguity invites it. Tehran's message was unmistakable. Approach with caution. Respect boundaries. Avoid escalation. Because the cost of misunderstanding would not be regional. It will be global. Iran's struggle is not only on the waters or in the skies. It is in the streets, the markets, and the factories. For decades, sanctions have sought to cripple the nation, cutting access to international finance, blocking trade, targeting ordinary citizens. Yet Iran endures. Its economy adapts. Its people persevere. This is the principle of the resistance economy. Local production, self-reliance, strategic trade, innovation under pressure. Iran has transformed adversity into strength. When foreign powers aim to weaken Iran, they find a nation that rises again and again. Ayatollah Khamenei has repeatedly emphasized this path. Self-sufficiency is not optional. It is survival. It is sovereignty. Beyond industry, the Iranian people have become the living shield of their nation. Families endure hardships. Communities innovate. Students, workers, and farmers continue their lives despite global pressures. The message is clear. The will of a nation cannot be bought or coerced. It can only be respected. This unity strengthens Iran's defensive posture. Every missile drill, every naval exercise, every strategic warning resonates because it is backed by a resilient population. Iran's stance is grounded in history, culture, and principle. It is the product of experience, not impulsion. Its doctrine is simple. Sovereignty above all. Deterrence before confrontation. Dialogue when respected. Defense when threatened. The world often sees missiles and warships. Iran sees deterrence, survival, and the path to peace on its own terms. Khamenei's warnings are measured, clear, and rooted in justice. They are not calls for aggression. They are calls for recognition. As negotiations continue in Geneva, and as the world watches the Persian Gulf, Iran stands firm. Its leaders speak with authority. Its people endure with courage. Its doctrine is unshakable. The message is unambiguous. Respect Iran. Recognize its rights. Do not miscalculate. For in a region so fragile, Even a single misstep can have global consequences. This is the story of a nation defending its homeland. A story of resilience. A story of sovereignty. A story that continues to unfold.